Next match, Doug Sanders.
Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
All right, so for the 7 millionth time, we get Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Randy Orton is the babyface, or good guy. Sheamus is the heel, or bad guy. Sheamus is also currently the holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase, which allows him to cash in at any point in time for a championship match, again, at the moment of his choosing. Most people are not excited for this match at all because, again, like I said, they've had it a million times. It's a never-ending feud and rivalry between these two performers. Not to say that we won't get an awesome RKO or some really great moves in this match, but for the most part, I would expect the crowd to kind of crap on this one. If they don't, major props to Randy Orton as the babyface in the match for keeping the crowd in it, should that, play out that way. But nothing's on the line. It's just a singles match for really no reason other than these guys decided they still don't like each other. Sheamus, being a heel, being the holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase, he's the one that should be more protected, should be, tried to made to look really strong and worthy for when he does cash in eventually. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I will make my prediction as Sheamus. However, I could see this match going either way, and I'm hoping that Randy Orton gets the win fair and square, and then Sheamus maybe just, assaults him after the match, and leaves him laying on the ground to, keep Sheamus looking strong and being the one walking out, even though he'll still get the loss then. So that's my prediction for that match.
I predict that Sheamus win because he will cheat in this match, because at Battleground I think Randy being fair and square, so I honestly think, like you said, Sheamus needs to be protected and he needs this win, so I think Sheamus will win. But actually, Randy will attack him in the end, so Randy will actually have the little moment at the end.
Okay, because yes, I do agree that, either way, both of these guys need to come out not looking weak. And yeah, you also brought up a great point of Randy winning fair and square at the last pay-per-view where they had this same match. For some reason, they're having it again. I guess our pick is look for Sheamus to win that match. All right, what do we got next here on the preview?
How about we do the Wyatt family versus the Shield, but in tag action where it's Bray and Luke versus Roman and Dean.
That's right. We've got 2/3 of the Wyatt family. Well, all 2/2s of the current Wyatt family. But if you go by original families, we've got 2/3 of the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper taking on 2/3 of the Shield, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Now, I do personally feel that this is going to be a great, entertaining match. I'm very hopeful for this match to be a sleeper. However, it is also possible with Roman's lack of being over and Luke Harper's lack of an exciting style that this match might, the crowd might get out of touch with this match and lose interest. However, like I said, I have high hopes for this match, and I think that this is going to be alongside Kevin Owens and Cesaro as your sleeper, awesome, best match of the night candidate, excluding the big name matches. So that being said, I think unquestionably Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose get the win. They need to go over. They need the pop. They're still trying to get Roman over so that they can ultimately get the hands in his title. That's what everything that involves Roman is about. And I think the only way to accomplish that with this match is to have them win. And at the last pay-per-view, Bray beat Roman via interference of Luke Harper. And then Dean Ambrose kind of came in, and helped out too. So that evens out and potentially closes the story if you want to close the storyline. So yeah, I'm going Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose all the way in that one, and it being a great match.
I also agree too. I think Roman and Dean need this win. Also considering Bray beat Roman at Battleground with the help of Luke Harper. Just pointing that out there. So I think that Roman indeed will win the match.
I also think that Roman gets the pinfall.
Yeah,
Roman scores the pin
against
on
Luke Harper
or Bray. Most likely Luke. But yes, I agree. All right, now we're starting to run a little bit out of time. Let's get to our last 3 matches. What's this one here, Doug Sanders?
The 3-team elimination match between Team Bella, Team Bad, and PCB, Paige, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte.
All right, now for the record, for those who don't know, Team Bad consists of Tamina Snuka, Naomi, and and NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks. And Team Bella consists of the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox. And as Doug Sanders mentioned, Team PCB, formerly the Submission Sorority,
we will not mention that, by the way,
consisted of Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. This is a huge match that the WWE and their Divas Revolution that they have finally gotten on board with and are trying to claim as their own. This is the big match to at least establish that and put that on the map. It's not going to settle anything because it's a 9-person, 3-team match. There's no belts on the line. Like, it just creates more storylines and things of that nature. But I definitely think you need to have Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch coming out on top, or possibly maybe then my second choice would be Team Bad because they have the NXT Divas Champion in Sasha Banks, and she's also going to get called up and probably be the first one to get a title shot. Or you somehow give it to Team Bella in a very underhanded, sneaky, dirty, cheating way to protect all the newbies on the other 2 teams, yet the current champ still ultimately walks away, with the title and whatever. So actually, yeah, I'm going to change that. I think Team Bella walks out victorious via shenanigans. That's my prediction.
I like your prediction a lot, and that is honestly my second pick. But for me, I am going to go with Team Bad, because I think sometime in the future, Nikki Bella is going to get a title shot between, all the newbies.
Yep.
And she's going to retain the title. So I think that Team Bad is going to get this win, because I don't think PCB should get the win in this match.
All right, there you go. So there's your big Divas match. Now we got 2 final matches left to preview. Then we're going to be wrapping up the show, let alone the segment. So, in our co-main event, first we have
the United States Champion John Cena versus WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins in a winner-take-all match.
That's right. Both titles are on the line, and the winner will walk out with both of them. I'm barring, of course, if we get a winner via disqualification or the match ends in a no contest. Then nothing will change with the belts, and so that is also a possibility. One would think, well, first and foremost, this should be a great match. I hope John Cena's nose can survive this match, because if he were to break that nose in this match again coming up or take damage to that, it could be a very serious, dangerous thing, and nobody wants that. But so, having said that, they're going to have to be careful in a lot of this match, and that could make for some lame offense and some weak bumps and, reduce the entertainment value a little bit. Hopefully not, but it is a possibility. One would also think that if they do allow the match to reach a conclusion where there's a winner, that John Cena makes much more sense being the first and only person to simultaneously hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE United States Championship at the same time. Whether they will be unified after this match by the winner is yet to be announced. I definitely think they would hold off for a little while on that even if they do go that route. I hope they go that route. That is ultimately, I don't care who wins so long as they unify the titles. That's my feelings and my desire. My prediction is that somehow Seth Rollins actually walks out victorious via pin And then they get to start working on that new statue of his to put up by Andre the Giant and Ultimate Warrior and the other greats that Seth Rollins mentioned. So there's my pick.
I picked Seth Rollins too.
Man, we're agreeing on way too much stuff. All right, so why are you picking Seth Rollins?
Because I think that John Cena should not be a 16-time champion at this time, because for one reason he's the United States Championship, and he should also be trying to push that NXT or that new talent that's coming up too for the US Open Challenge. And I think Seth Rollins should hold on to that title a little bit longer, and at least probably until WrestleMania, but if not, then Royal Rumble, I think.
See, and I think that Seth will win it and get both titles, and then John will get a rematch, but it'll just be for his United States title. Will be the only title on the line.
Yeah.
And then he'll probably get it back.
And Cena will get back, yeah.
And then they can resume their U.S. Open title stuff. And they've got their main event then for Night of Champions as well, too. But I will tell you how Seth Rollins is going to win. You mentioned it earlier. There's been a work going on involving the newly named host of SummerSlam, Jon Stewart, and WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. That was planted in February to unfold at SummerSlam here.
I see where you're going with.
So at some point, towards the conclusion of the match, Jon Stewart will be out, ringside somewhere. He will be visible, and he will find himself in harm's way of Mr. Seth Rollins. Maybe he even takes it upon himself to try and damage Seth Rollins, or prevent him from doing something to John Cena or something. This will land Jon Stewart in the crosshairs of Seth Rollins. John Cena, being the always consistent proverbial good guy superhero, will sacrifice his championship and the victory in this match to protect the innocent, helpless Jon Stewart. And in doing so, it will cost John Cena the match, and Seth Rollins will win. Boom.
I really like that a lot, except for me, I have a little different idea in my mind, and where Jon Stewart acts all innocent, and Seth Rollins is going to get him, or jokingly. John Cena, of course, the super that you say, tries and saves him. But Jon Stewart does a big shocker, and he actually hits John Cena, and it was just a joke the entire time that Seth and Jon Stewart actually hated each other. Just so Seth could have a master plan to invite Jon Stewart onto SummerSlam to end it, just so Jon Stewart can beat John Cena and help.
All right, that's
Seth
possible too. Jon Stewart could reveal, could do a turn or do a reveal, as
it was all a hoax.
Yep. Nope, that would work too. Very possible. All right, but so those are thoughts on that match, and that should be a good match, assuming that they don't have to pull too many moves to be careful of hurting John Cena's nose again.
Yep.
All right.
So we got one more match.
Yep. The main event. What is it?
Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll keep this real short and sweet. All signs point to Undertaker's going to win this. I personally feel that there's no sensible, beneficial reason to do that. And I also feel that you could look at The Undertaker's appearance and assault on Brock at the last pay-per-view as the second match where Undertaker won. That was his revenge moment, in his victory moment in their feud. Because he took away from Brock Lesnar as Brock Lesnar took away from him. So even though they didn't have a match, you could count that as the Undertaker victory in the grand scheme of their feud, their storyline, their rivalry that they're having. And it also stands way more for Brock Lesnar and the WWE to gain by Brock winning this match than by ending his 2-year legitimate undefeated win streak that he's had to a guy who's 53, 54 years old and is looking to retire from wrestling and is just a special attraction. I don't see